Hello dear students, hope you all are fine. Today we are going to discuss very important topic of the chapter motion and measurements. So this topic metric convergence would be helpful in solving numericals of science and maths as well. Okay, you all have learned convergence of meter to centimeter or kilometers to meters in your previous classes, but most of you gets confused which is bigger or smaller, or you get confused with the values, different values. But with today's video and today's technique and tips, you will never forget, and you can easily solve any numerical, and you can easily convert any metric conversions. So let's start. Okay, first of all, you should learn this line: King Henry drinks Umi dark chocolate milk. Umi it's just the brand name. Then this is the mnemonic or sequence to remember this flowchart of metric conversion. So by remembering this line you can learn this, and then you can write the first initial of all the words. King, this you can write the K refers to kilometer, H is hectometer, and the D is decameter. Decameter is written as DKM, and this U represents the basic unit meter, that is meter, and every conversion is done from meter, and this D represents the decimeter, and this C represents the centimeter, and M represents the millimeter. So by remembering this line you can easily learn this. Okay, next see how to convert. You have to remember this one is the bigger unit and this is the smaller unit. When we are going from bigger to smaller, we should multiply, and when we go from smaller to bigger, then we should divide. And here this each one place, this represents the 10. For example, when you're going from meter to decimeter, this is of 10 and another one is of 10. So this each place, this represents the 10. And you have to remember these two concepts only. When we go from bigger to smaller, then you have to multiply, and when we grow from smaller to bigger, then you have to divide. Okay, let's start solving the questions of metric convergence. First question is 1 meter is equal to how many millimeters? So for this you should see the location of meter and millimeter. So meter is this and millimeter is this. Simply you just count the places. This is 1, 2 and 3. That means we will put 3 zeros with 1. So 1 meter is equal to 1000 millimeter. As I told you earlier, when we are going from bigger to smaller, then we should multiply. So this answer is 1000 millimeter. Let's see the second thing. 1 decimeter is equal to how many millimeters? So now see, decimeter is here and the millimeter is here. So there is difference of 2 places, 1 and 2. So 1 decimeter is equal to 100 millimeter. Then next is very important. This you should remember. 1 meter is equal to how many centimeter? So there is gap of 2, 1 meter to decimeter, and there is gap of 2 from meter to centimeter. So 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. So this basically you are going to do in this chapter. Decameter and decimeter you can leave, but for learning the sequence you can just remember, but you will not get any numericals related to this. Mostly you will get the numericals of kilometer, centimeter and millimeter and meter. So these 4 things are very important. Okay, next is 1 meter is equal to how many kilometers? Okay, as I told you, when we go from smaller to bigger, then we should divide. So meter is here. Let's count how far is the kilometer, how many places are in between meter to kilometer. So 1, 2 and 3. So we are going from smaller to bigger, that means we should divide. So 1 meter is equal to 1 by 1000 kilometer. Clear? This is important, you should remember. So when we have gone from smaller to bigger, that is why we have divided, and there is gap of 3 places, so that is why we have put 3 zeros here. And next, very important, that you will use in the numericals, 1 kilometer is equal to how many meters. So same, 1 2 3 and bigger to smaller, so you will multiply it with the 1000. I hope this is clear.